Hi there! I hope everyone had an amazing 2015. We are getting close to the end, so I thought it would be fun to do a top 5 favorite movies of 2015 with you guys. Now, I haven't watched as many movies in 2015 as I had hoped to watch. So there are some movies that won't be on this list that you'll want on there, but I just haven't seen them yet. I'll tell you guys a list of movies that I wanted to see in 2015. That way you can maybe tell me if they're good and if I should go watch them at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get started with my list. Number 5 is Cooties. I love this movie. I thought it was amazing. I am a sucker for zombie movies, and I just loved the idea of making children zombies and having those adults be immune to the zombie virus or whatever it is, and it's just hilarious, and it has a lot of really great actors in it. Elijah Wood is in it, Rainn Wilson is in it, Jack McBrayer is in it, Hurley from Lost is in it. It's a really great cast and it's really funny, and I just like their spin on the whole zombie genre. It kind of turns it into a hilarious dark comedy, I guess, and it's pretty awesome to see someone like stiff arm a child. Now, don't get me wrong, but it was pretty funny. Yeah. Number 4 on my list is Mad Max Fury Road. I will say that before I saw Mad Max, I hadn't seen any of the other previous Mad Max, so I was kind of catching up a little bit in the beginning, and I kind of had some people fill me in on what happened before, but it didn't really matter, and I haven't seen the other ones since then. I kind of want to go back and see them because I like this movie so much. I loved this movie because a lot of the movie was told very visually and not necessarily spoken. So I love the idea of just those long visuals into the desert with the cars running out and smoke coming out behind them and everything like that. It was just like, or I guess dirt coming out behind them, and it was just like really cool. All the different visuals and the grittiness of the movie I really liked. I love that Charlize Theron was like a sweet badass woman, and she like knew what was up, and I loved her character. It was so cool, and I loved the interactions between her and Tom Hardy, or I guess Mad Max. That was really cool, and yeah, I really liked how this movie looked. At times it was a little bit slow for me, but other than that, I think the rest of it was really great. I loved the costumes, I loved the makeup, everything was pretty sweet. So yeah, everything was really cool. That was awesome. Number 3 on my list is the Peanuts movie. Now I will say that I absolutely adore the Peanuts, like whole franchise. I have loved Charlie Brown since I was really little, and I have Charlie Brown stuff all over the place. He is my favorite character, and I just love seeing him, and so getting the chance to see the new Peanuts movie was so awesome, and they did such a great job of sticking with the originals and kind of giving it its own new look, but at the same time sticking with the originals and not turning it into like a Garfield movie or Alvin and the Chipmunks kind of a thing. Like, I love that they just kind of stuck with the whole Peanuts vibe and just kind of kept it to be smart. Like, kids don't have to be stupid. Like, a lot of those movies, the other movies that try and go after old cartoons and things like that, they like pander to kids and thinking they're stupid. And that's the one thing that I really love about Peanuts, is that they don't make kids feel stupid. Like, they don't look down to kids, and they talk very, I guess, philosophically and stuff like that, and are like, you know, you're a person too, like, we can talk to you like a normal person, we don't have to look down at you. Like, I really like that. And I also really loved about the movie just like how much you felt for Charlie Brown, and just how much you were like, Charlie Brown, you just get it. Like, and my heart just was like so happy when I saw this movie, and just like the ups and downs of Charlie Brown, and just like feeling happy for him and sad for him, and just like all of that. I will say that I am not the biggest Snoopy fan in the world. I don't really like Snoopy, but I did enjoy some of the Snoopy love interest thing that was happening a little bit. I was kind of into that, but they kind of put it in with the other storyline, so it wasn't just all Snoopy all the time, which I loved that it was more about Charlie Brown than Snoopy, because sometimes they do that, and Charlie Brown is obviously the better character, so I love Charlie Brown. Peanuts the movie was great. Number 2 on my list is Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now you've probably already seen my review of Star Wars, but if you haven't, feel free to click right here and you can hear everything that I thought about it. I loved this movie. I loved how much they stuck with the old version of Star Wars but gave it kind of a new feel. I love the strong main character, Rey. I loved Finn, it was awesome, and I love that they brought back old characters. There were a few things that I didn't really like too much about it, but they were only minuscule small things. So for the most part, it was just awesome, and it was Star Wars, and you know, you can't go wrong with Star Wars. I loved it. So number 1 on my list is probably something most people wouldn't put as number 1 on their list, but I loved this movie when I saw it, is Kingsman: The Secret Service. I loved this movie so much. It's so weird. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did, but I just love the whole hilarity of them kind of doing the James Bond thing and making it funny, but at the same time this movie was kind of serious and kind of pulled at your heartstrings with the main character's dad and things like that, and kind of the espionage that goes in it, and then of course the awesome fight scenes with the cool slowed down things and then it going fast again, and just kind of like the whole thinking through all those things. I just love how that worked, and the movie itself was really fun. It was very enjoyable. I was on the edge of my seat. I was having a good time, and I think that's what really makes a number 1 movie, is that you were enjoying it the whole time, you had fun, and you wanted to see it again. And Kingsman had all of those things for me. Plus, you can't go wrong with a little Colin Firth. I feel like he just made the movie and it was awesome. I mean, you get me with a British accent and then you throw in Colin Firth and I'm like, oh my gosh, this movie is amazing. Especially when he's like a super spy who can do really cool things, and I'm like, Colin Firth. It's amazing. So I definitely say go see that movie if you haven't seen it yet. It is number 1 on my list. Maybe not on anyone else's, but I really loved it. So I did want to add a movie to my list that didn't come out in 2015, but that I watched in 2015. And this movie is a documentary called Fed Up that was produced by Katie Couric. And I actually watched it on the plane ride over to VidCon, so you might have already heard me talk about it. But this documentary is awesome. It's all about food in America and diet foods and sugar and health foods and not healthy foods, and just how all of the way that Americans eat affects our health, and things that you might think are healthy for you that aren't, or things that are healthy for you that you wouldn't know were healthy. Things like that. It's just really cool look on the American food system and how different things work and how they don't work, and different things that we need to change about our food system. So I really recommend seeing this, and I actually at VidCon got to talk to Katie Couric, and I was like, your documentary is amazing, and I got to talk to her about it for a little bit, which was really cool, and I was super excited. I probably mentioned that in my VidCon video because I was so excited about it, but it was just like perfect because we had watched it right before and didn't even know Katie Couric was going to be there, and so that was really awesome, and I've actually changed a few things in my own diet because of that, but it also brings to light a lot of different things that people think are healthy that really aren't, and just kind of changing your mindset. So if you're a person that has tried to be healthy and it just hasn't worked, this is a really good documentary to watch, to kind of rethink the things that you think you're doing healthy that you're actually not, and why some things might not be working. So I definitely recommend that. So it might be my favorite movie of 2015, even though it came out in 2004. I watched it in 2015. Okay, so some of you were probably like, well, what about this movie? What about that movie? What about this? That's gonna win an Oscar. This isn't what? There's a lot of movies I haven't seen this year, and I'm kind of ashamed of myself for how much movies I haven't watched this year, because usually I watch practically all of the heavy hitter movies that are coming out. So I have a list for you on my computer that I'm going to read of all the movies I wanted to see in 2015 but didn't get a chance to. So if any of these are on your list and they didn't make mine, it's probably because I didn't see them. Here's the list of all the movies in 2015 I wanted to see but didn't. I'm just gonna read them off for you. Still Alice, Chappie, Cinderella, Furious 7, Ex Machina, Pitch Perfect 2, Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, Tangerine, Ant-Man, Trainwreck, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Hotel Transylvania 2, The Intern, The Martian, The Walk, Steve Jobs, Rock the Casbah, Suffragette, Spectre, and The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. So those are all the movies that I didn't see but really wanted to, that probably would have made my list had I seen them, but I haven't. So I need to start catching up. So if there's any movies on this list that you've seen and you really liked, leave me a comment below and let me know that I should go see it, because then I'll put that at the top of my list and go watch it. So guys, I hope you liked my top 5 movies of 2015. If you agreed or disagreed with any of my picks, leave me a comment below telling me what you think. Are there any movies that I need to see, or any movies that you think are terrible? Why did I choose those movies? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel to be notified when I put up a new video. They come up every week, every Tuesday, just for you. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. I'd love to hear what they think about my top 5 picks of 2015. Sharing videos really helps me out, guys, so if you could, that would be amazing. Alright, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye! So you might be wondering why I'm sporting this new amazing hairdo, but you might have already guessed, but I am on my way to see Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I am all dressed up, ready to go. I have my lightsaber ready to go, so I'm about to head out and meet some friends to go watch The Force Awakens. I'm really excited to see it, and getting to see it on opening night is always the best. So I hope you guys have some fun with me as we go and watch the movie. And I will give you guys a review of what I think of the movie when after I've watched it, and hopefully it's great.